What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. We got some big news going on here right now. First, take a look at what happened here in Congress, the House, and the Senate.
Government shutdown. Democrats have said from the start that the only solution for avoiding a shutdown is bipartisanship. And we're glad that Speaker McCarthy has finally heeded our message. In the end, more Democrats supported this bill in the House than Republicans, proving bipartisanship was the best answer all along. I want to thank my colleagues here in the Senate, especially our appropriators, yourself, Madam President, Susan Collins, and Leader McConnell. Our bipartisan work in the Senate set the tone for the bill we're about to pass. Our bipartisanship made this possible and showed the House that they had to act. We will keep the government open for 45 days with a clean CR at current funding levels. And we avoided all of the extreme, nasty, and harmful cuts MAGA Republicans wanted. No 30% cuts across the board. No 30% cuts to things like health care, to the Social Security Administration, to the nutrition programs for kids. Full reauthorization of the FAA until December 31st. And the poison pill amendments, of which there were scores, MAGA-inspired riders, were all removed from the bill. After trying to take our government hostage, MAGA Republicans won nothing. So one more time, it is good Speaker McCarthy finally heeded our message that bipartisanship was and is and remains the only way. He could have made this decision weeks ago. Now, I've said from day one, this is a bridge CR, a temporary solution, not the final destination. We will not stop fighting for more economic and security assistance for Ukraine. Majorities in both parties support Ukraine aid, and doing more is vital for America's security and for democracy around the world. But this CR is still very good news for the American people. Today, MAGA extremists have failed, bipartisanship has prevailed, and both parties have come together to avert a shutdown.
Now, don't get too excited because this is just a 45-day bill to fund the government. Temporary clean CR, continuing resolution. And cuts could still be coming because this is what a lot of Republicans want. And you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. Congress is good at kicking the can down the road, which is what they just did. And this is what we're going to be seeing here for only 45 days as they try to get their ducks in a row and actually get something done. Will we be seeing a lot more cuts? We may. You heard Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say some of the cuts that Republicans want there. On the other hand, we have a massive debt problem in our country. We have like $34 trillion in debt. So we have cuts is what the Republicans want to do. So, wait, just you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. It's a, constant juggling act between the two parties. Yeah, so they're going to have 45 days to try to get a compromise done. Remember, Republicans are just trying to get a compromise done between their own party. And they may even kick out House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, leader of the Republicans, and that had caused its own problems in the meantime, because if they can't even decide on their own leader, I don't even know how they're gonna even have a leader in their own party if they can't even come to an agreement amongst themselves. So we have significant problems. Yeah. Also, there's a lot of growing talk that Governor Gavin Newsom of California, the largest population state in the U.S., may actually run against Biden, or Biden may actually step away as his age is a growing concern. Take a look here as Governor Gavin Newsom just vetoed a major bill to give striking workers unemployment benefits. Do you think that workers that go on strike of their own choosing should get unemployment benefits? Well, Governor Gavin Newsom thought no. I have to say no as well, because if you're going on strike on your own accord, should you get unemployment? You're choosing not to work? Um, I know this is that you could probably put me on a debate team and I could probably debate either side of this, but I'd probably have to say that you're choosing not to work, so you probably shouldn't get unemployment. Yeah, California Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed legislation Saturday that would have granted striking workers unemployment benefits, a measure strongly supported by Hollywood unions and other influential labor organizations in California. Remember the massive UAW strike still going on here, although not really so much in California. But Governor Gavin Newsom's rejection of Senate Bill 799 delivers a rare blow to organized labor, which has enjoyed strong support in the Democratic-controlled state legislature. In his veto message, Governor Gavin Newsom expanded benefits that would make the state's unemployment trust fund vulnerable to insolvency. Again, this is where sometimes you just got to think with a realistic head and say, is this a good thing? California's unemployment fund already is projected to be nearly $20 billion in debt by the end of the year due to money the state has borrowed from the federal government to provide state benefits. He said, quote, "Now is not the time to increase costs or incur this sizable debt." I would have to agree, and that was before I even knew that detail. Yeah, as this seems to be the year of the strike, the United Auto Workers announced new strikes at GM and Ford plants, sparing Stellantis, citing momentum talks. Remember, they're kind of doing strikes at rotating plants right now. The latest 6,900 workers will take part in the latest wave of stoppages, joining 18,300 workers who are currently on strike in the union. And they're saying that this could go on for months. For months. And honestly, this is a really tough position. It's tough for the workers. It's tough for the companies. It's tough for consumers because they're already basically guaranteed a 21% raise over, I think it's 4 years. They were originally seeking a 46% raise, and they wanted to go down to a 4-day work week, and they wanted to go back to traditional pensions in addition, which basically means they want the companies to pay more money into their pensions or their 401ks, which is kind of basically the same thing. The companies pay into a retirement fund for them and go down to a 4-day work week and get a 46% raise. And all this really does is raise costs significantly for the auto workers. Remember, the GM had the largest bankruptcy in the history of the country back in 2009. It was almost $100 billion in debt back in 2009. And you kind of look at these demands and go, that's kind of shocking. Imagine if you were a owner of a company and your employees were going, we want 46% raises. We want to go down to a 4-day work week, and we want you to fund our pensions in addition to 46% raises and going down to a 4-day work week. You would be like, you got to be crazy. But on the other hand, you look at like the inflation going on today, and it's absolutely crazy. You look at property taxes, you look at paying for a car. The average car price right now is $725. And how can you even afford a car? And that's a double-edged sword because like you need these raises to even go and buy a car, buy a house, pay for health insurance, pay to put your kid to school. And you look at all these things and it's like the average person needs these raises to go and afford anything, right? But on the other hand, if the average car payment is $725 a month, what's this going to do? It's just going to raise it even more. The average car payment is going to be $800 a month going forward. And everything is just out of control. It's like we just flew to Texas here. You can see the map of Texas, Austin, Texas, for my wife's kidney surgery, which the surgery went well. They cleaned out the calcifications out of her kidney and released kind of the sand and grit and the calcifications and the kidney stones that were kind of lined in the wall of her kidneys there, which hopefully will get rid of the chronic pain that she's in every single day for almost 5 years now, which is why we went here to see this world-renowned special surgeon. And this surgery is probably going to cost us over $10,000 a month. We have a $5,000 deductible, flying here, the hotels, all this stuff here. Medical care is absolutely insane. And you look at the cost of just everything added up for an average everyday family. You look at a car payment, you look at a house payment, and it's just, you look at inflation of everything, and you're just like, prescription drugs, and people need these raises, right? And it's just like, America's just totally screwed. How can an average everyday person get by without really being a business owner? I've always been a business owner. I've always had multiple businesses going on. And but the problem is, it's really hard to be a business owner. I've learned this through trials and tribulations. It goes all the way back from me being a wrestler. I've just learned the grit and grind of being an entrepreneur. It's a really tough world out there. And the problem is that 99% of people aren't entrepreneurs. 99% of people are 9-to-5 people. They go to a job and they get a paycheck. And the problem with that is that, look at inflation nowadays. If the average car payment is $725 and the average rent payment is $2,000, according to rent.com, or somewhere in that area, and then you have insurance, health insurance on top of that, and you have electricity and gas payments and all these different things on that, how can the average person get by? And when you look at like the average Social Security payment alone, it's like $1,500 and some dollars. That means 50% of people are making less than that on Social Security. How can people get by? And this is why you see so many workers saying, we need more money. We need more money. We need more money. We can't even afford a car payment, let alone a house payment. Like the American dream is like, hey, we need a house payment. We need a house payment. We need a house, which means a house payment, right? And then you got the Fed just raising interest rates over, over, and over. And it's just like, it's such a tough time to be alive in America. And there's just all these different factors going on here right now that are at play. And it's just like, if I was the president, it's such a tough thing to combat because, okay, say you're President Jimmy. Do you go and support the workers? Because if you support the workers, then you're not supporting the companies. And then if okay, give the workers the 46% raises, but then what happens to the car payments? They just skyrocket, and then nobody can afford an American-made car. And it's such a complex problem. And it's like, okay, we can't just really give workers 46% raises across the board, because those workers are going to be back, those unions are going to be back for a 46% or for another raise, we'll call it, in 4 more years, because these unions, they come back for a raise every 4 years. And this is why you can't just be, if you're a realist, if you just think with your head, not left, not right, just think with your head. These unions, I don't even know, are unions left, right? I mean, I don't even know. I'm sure there's people that know this, right? But if you just think with your head, these unions, they come back for raises every 4 years. And don't get me wrong, I understand that, but we can't just give people 46% raises and go down to 4-day work weeks, for the airlines and for the auto workers. It's going to price America out of competitiveness. It's going to make these foreign cars just make American-made cars just American-made cars are going to be unbelievably too expensive. And what's going to happen to American-made jobs, American-made car jobs? They're going to become the way of the dodo bird. Nobody's going to buy American cars anymore. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. They're going to be replaced by robots. They're going to be replaced by AI, and GM's going to go bankrupt again. You think that happened by accident? Ford's going to be gone. GM's going to be gone. But it's a tough problem because people need money to survive. Welcome to America in 2023. And guess what? 2024 is right around the corner. I remember saying to you guys last year, is 2022 and is 2023 going to be just as bad? And this is the problem that we're in. And it's like we're repeating this cycle over and over and over. And then we have these elected officials that are just absolutely just dumb AF, right? Because what happens is like you look at like these people in Congress and like, oh, we have a shutdown coming in 30 to 60 days, and 30 to 60 days goes by and they do nothing. They do nothing. At the very last day, they finally pass something that kicks the can down the road for 45 days. And then they'll do nothing again for 45 days. It's like, what did you do for the last 30 to 60 days? And then you'll see like, oh, the Democrats will do something against Trump and the Republicans will do something against Biden. And meanwhile, months go by and nothing actually gets done to help our country. And this is the problem. Nothing actually gets done to lower the price of healthcare, lower the price of prescription drugs, like actually help. And it's like we did get a little bit of that stuff passed here. And again, whether you're on the right or the left, like these are the things that actually matter. Lowering the cost for healthcare, lowering the cost of like things that actually matter in your life. Like, and again, you could just kind of think about the things that matter in your life. And it's like, we got a significant problem here with a lot of things, you know? And again, this is just the topic of today. Like, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of other topics here. But Congress has so many issues, and it just seems like they're getting nothing done. Nothing done. And I mean, honestly, we're a year away from the next election. Has anything got done in the last year? I really don't think anything's got done in the first year of this 2-year election cycle. Has anything got done? Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here. It's a sad, sad situation we're in right now. Thanks for liking and sharing these videos. If you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any new videos. Click here to see the nuclear exercise coming in 24 hours. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.